everyone, as you know, we've got an event running right now on the PC in Warframe, which is the Pyrus project. Just wanted to do a quick video giving you a very quick lowdown on how to complete it if you've not done it already, as well as my thoughts on it. Back during the introduction of the Fomorians, the first relay to fall was the Earth Relay Strata, so it's kind of fitting that it's the first one to be rebuilt, especially with the help of the Grenadier defectors, the Steel Meridian. Definitely a nice little bit of world building and development of that syndicate. So what do you need to do? Well, you have a selection of tasks to complete, and honestly, they aren't too hard or too long. Let's start with the longest task of them all, which is to craft 5 relay strut components that you get in a blueprint in your inbox, and those take 3 hours apiece. It's the only time-gated part of the event and requires you to spend 5,000 salvage, 2 morphics, and 15 of this new resource called Tremembra Essence per part. This new resource will drop from any enemy present on the planets which are included in the event: Earth, Mercury, Ceres, and Saturn, and that is any enemies. That includes stuff like the Eidolon. I've had the Eidolon drop it, I've had Vombalus drop it, which is very, very amusing. Resource boosters affect this, as does Necros, so honestly, a couple of survivals with a Necros, you're going to have more than enough to build all of the struts that you need. The next task is to get 30 of this stuff called Pyrus Essence, which will spawn as a special enemy on those same planets. Each time a Pyrus carrier spawns, you get a special transmission saying one spawned, plus a special marker on the enemy to show where it is. You just need to kill the enemy, and then capture them like you do with a capture target. You've got 30 seconds from downing the enemy to get the essence from them, and everybody in the squad needs to do it individually, so one person cannot get it for everybody. Best thing to do though, the higher the planet, the more the essence you get, and the higher the level. So if you're farming these, go to the higher level planets to do it. Saturn gives 4 per carrier captured, so farming it there is definitely the best way forward. Next task is super easy. Complete a synthesis task from Cimerus, so go to the relay, talk to Cimerus and get a task, complete it and turn it into Cimerus to have that count. I got super lucky and already had a task complete, so I just turned that in immediately and it counted, so that's a win, I guess. I'm going to leave a link to the guide I use for easy finding of the synthesis targets though. It hasn't let me down yet, and I'm going to put it in on the description below. The final part is to kill the G3 3 times. For the purpose of the event, the spawn rate of the G3 has been massively increased, and it even comes after those of you that have not been marked by them. Although only after the Pyrus Essence has been delivered to the Steel Meridian on the currently constructing relay. This is once again on the planets I mentioned before and can be any mission, so run whatever you want to try and get them to spawn. They do seem to have a higher chance of spawning by helping the Corpus against the Grenadier in invasion missions, so it might be worth trying those first. Because of this increased spawn rate though, the Brack parts have been disabled from their drops, so don't think you can use this event to be able to farm those Brack parts that you are missing, sadly. One cool little thing about it though is that the beacons that Barrow brings also work. So if you don't want to try and find them, then you can use the beacons to do it instead. Once you've completed all 4 of those tasks and handed the parts to Cressa on the relay, she's going to construct you saying that Ruck is trying to take over the brand new relay, and it's up to us to defend it. It's really, really simple. Head to the relay, kill some enemies to fill up a meter, at which point Ruck will spawn. The fight is exactly the same as the assassination mission. Once you've killed him, that's it. You've completed the entire event, you've unlocked the relay, and it's time to reap the rewards. There's 2 rewards for the event, first of which is the brand new sidearm, the baby version of the Sybaris, the Zylok. Gonna have a video on that soon. Then there's the Lizette skin as well, which is probably my favourite skin for the Lizette. Really cool looking, well worth putting on the craft though. But with the event over, if you completed the tasks above, you've completed the entire event. What do I think of it? Honestly, I'm severely disappointed. I've been really looking forward to this event, and we've been wanting to rebuild the relays for a seriously long time now. And a lot of older players have been clamouring for an event in which we're going to do this. Honestly, this isn't something I expected. It was advertised as the community rebuilding the relays, but there's literally no community involved in this event whatsoever. The only community was me asking one of my friends whether they had G3 beacons and would be up to sharing them, so I didn't have to faff about with trying to get the G3 to spawn. I was honestly, and this is going to sound really, really weird, I was honestly hoping for a proper grind fest. But, like I say, I know that sounds weird, but I wanted a community goal for us to all contribute stuff, towards the relay to rebuild it. And then have leaderboards showing top donators, potentially a thing on the relay showing the most dedicated of the clans. Instead, we got an event with no community contribution whatsoever, and that can be completed in a couple of hours, especially if you decide to rush the struts with plat, which you can, which is exactly what I did. But then, once it's done, there's nothing else. Yeah, the weapon's alright, and yeah, the relay does look bloody amazing, and there's some really cool, hints at upcoming stuff in there. But in a time where we're starving for content, really, while we wait for Fortuna, this was an opportunity to give people something to do. Something to work on, something to work towards while we wait for Fortuna. Instead, people are completing the event, going, oh, cool, and logging off and playing something else again. Really, really think they missed a trick here, and it did leave me very disappointed. It's a real shame, because I was looking forward to this so much. To rebuilding the relays. I mean, I guess I'll go back to waiting for Fortuna and prepping for the next Prime. Not really a lot else to do right now. Anyway, that's my thoughts on it. Feel free to leave yours in the comments below. Video on the Zylot coming soon, like I say, but for now, many thanks for watching, and I shall see you in the next video.